Welcome back to Motorcycle Junkie, and another wet, miserable winter's day, but we'll have a go. That bike is going to be there like that throughout the winter, so that's going to deteriorate, but hey, I got nowhere to put it. I suppose I could buy another cover, but I'm too tight. Anyway, what we're doing, I've cleaned up this centre stand, and it's not brilliant. It's pitted and there's bits and pieces of rust that I can't get at in there. I've done my best. This isn't going to be a concours restoration, as much as I'd love it to be. I don't have the skills or the budget, or indeed the right bike. You wouldn't do a concours on a GPZ500. But yeah, that's cleaned up quite well. It's much better than the one that come off it, which I've still got here. It's pitted and holed. I might try and repair that for the other bike, but it's not going to be very good even if I repair it. So I've cleaned that all up best I can. I'm going to give it a coat of Hammerite smooth direct to metal, and I'm going to brush paint it on, because it's the centre stand, it's where it is, and it gets a great deal of, you know, road salt and abuse and kicking and all sorts. It wants a damn good decent coat of paint on it. I've got rattle cans and things that I could put on it, but you do get a really thin coat. Actually, what I might do, I wonder, I've got some gloss there, gloss black. I wonder if I put a good thick brush coat of Hammerite on it and then topped it off with some gloss black. Nah, why would I? No, stupid idea. Right, anyway, I'm sure you don't want to see me hand paint that or watch paint dry, so we'll get on with that and come back to something else. Right, that's one coat of paint. It's definitely going to need another one, but it'll do. Right, let's go again. Right then, while we are waiting for that centre stand to dry, we need to move on to the fixings for the centre stand. So we've got the spring. Be nice to get new ones, but I haven't, so I'm going to clean those up and paint them best I can. They're a little bit grotty. Same again with the centre stand bolts. I'm going to give them a clean up. When they're on, I can actually dab a bit of black paint on them, but moving forward, it would be nice if I could figure out some way of coating the bolts before I put them on. If I wire wheel them, it takes all the zinc coating off, and they're gonna rust. So I've been looking at zinc plating. It's quite complicated, and I don't know if I can be bothered. Another thing I've been looking at is cold gun bluing. It's like a potion that you put on them. Again, some people don't say it don't protect from rust very well. So anyway, that's for the future. Also, I've got the fairing belly pan mounting brackets. You're probably thinking, well, why the fuck are you worrying about that now? The reason is the bolts that hold on the centre stand also hold on these brackets, so these have got to go on now. So we're going to clean. That one's quite badly bent as well. That one's bent a little, but not quite as bad. So we're going to try and straighten them out with a bit of brute force and ignorance. Right, here's this fucking thing go up. That's it. I'm just going to give them a little tappy. See if we can bring them straight. And what do I do with that hammer? I know I've got an hammer here. So these are just solid lumps of iron. They're for this press which I never use, but it's good for hanging things on. Yeah, I do use it occasionally, but I bought it for one specific job and then never really used it for much else. So yeah, that one's not too bad. This one is particularly nasty, and I have had a look at the ones off the other bike as well, and this one on the other bike is split, so even though this is bent to fuck, it is the better one of the two. Right, so getting in the way. Probably not got much of a fucking view there, are you? Not that it's that exciting, someone whacking a bit of fucking metal with an hammer, but hee-ho. 90% of restoring a bike, or restoring anything really, is cleaning. So the most prolific work is the most boring work, which obviously I'm not going to be filming. But yeah, that's coming round. So let's just give that a bit of a go that way. Yeah. Anyway, you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to get them nice and straight, or as straight as I can. Then we've got some more cleaning and painting to do. It's all slow, boring stuff. Right, what we've done. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm not working on the engine, it's because I've ordered a full gasket set and I'm waiting for that to turn up, then we can get that reassembled. But what am I doing today? Right, I've just done what I said I weren't going to do actually. I've just coated that in a can. It was brush painted, as you know, with the Hammerite Smooth, that shite there. And I just went to give it a second coat and couldn't be arsed. So I've given it a coat of gloss black on top of that Hammerite. So I'm asking for trouble. I'm simply asking for a reaction. But if it does, it does. I'll just rub it down and paint it again. I just thought to myself, well, A, I couldn't be bothered to brush paint it again if I'm going to be bothered, but I just thought that might give it a nicer finish, take some of the brush marks away. So they're done. What else? Oh, the brackets for the what do you call it? The fucking fairing, the belly pan. They're hanging up there. I've brush painted them. If that turns out okay, I'll probably do exactly the same thing and give that a coat of gloss paint. New sort of paint. Gloss paint. Over the top. They're yeah, fucking great run there. Look at that. That's a Del Boy run. Fuck's sake. Yeah, only thing is I'm not hiding it. What else? Oh, this just fucking broke my heart. I was going to clean this spring up and just do the best I could with it, but then I noticed, I don't know how well that's going to come on the camera, but that's just worn to fuck through there. It's nearly through. And I thought, well, I can't use that. But never mind, because I've got the one off the other bike. And here it is. And that's even worse. It's also worn through at that exact same point. And it's in worse condition and it's stretched, as you can see. So, onto eBay I went. Couldn't find a decent used one. They all look no better than the one I've got. Couldn't find a generic one because they're 220mm long and there's nothing that long, so I've opted for a genuine one, and the cheapest one I could find is coming from Germany, and that just cost me £21.89. £21.89 for a fucking spring. Yeah, broke my heart. Don't like spending money. Anyway, that's on order. No idea how long it'll take, but that'll come. These are the bolts for the centre stand. I've cleaned them up, as you can see, but we don't need them for a little while. I might actually pop some thread lock on them and all. When I put them together, and pop them in that little bag and pop it in my box a bit. So yeah, that's pretty much where we are now. It's got dull. I might have fucked up there. Yeah, the paintwork's gone all dull. Ah well, who cares. Yeah, right, waffling. Catch you later. Right guys, welcome back. It's the next day. And that's a disaster. It's not a disaster, but it's gone all dull. Yeah, that's not really good enough. Let's get it off. Oh, hang on, I'm going to lose everything here. They're fucking hell, they're going to take some finding. Right, I'll get them in a minute. Yeah, it's like it's gone matte black on it. Now, there's two reasons for that. One's because I'm a moron. No, obviously putting Simonized gloss black over the top of brush painted hammerite isn't the best idea. However, I am going to blow that over with a Simonize again, because I wonder if that's gone dull because the paint underneath hadn't fully cured. This is not a how-to video, this is a how not to. My impatience, I just wanted to get paint on it with the hope of fitting it today. But yeah, don't do it this way guys, do it properly. Anyway, I'm going to grab my rattle can and I'm going to give that another coat. It's freezing cold actually. I might take it into the house and warm it up first. Right, back soon. Temperature. Temperature is your friend. I did give that another coat of gloss and it went dull again. So I'm thinking initially it's a reaction because I've used two different types of paint on it. So I took it inside, warmed it up, give it another coat, and look at that. She stayed shiny, and that's pretty much dry as well. So yeah, that was the problem. Too cold. Don't paint in the cold guys. I warmed the tin of paint up as well. The little fairing brackets, again I'll give them another coat of paint. They're a bit rough to be honest with you, but they got so much paint on them they ain't gonna rust. And they're tucked away under the belly pan. So yeah, there we go. I'm just looking at this swing arm, which as you know if you've been following, I've had powder coated, and before I took it to the powder coaters, you daft twat, I turned you off again. I was adjusting the camera and I turned off. Yeah, before I took it to the powder coaters, I put a long bolt through here with washers to try and protect the bearings, and I think I said something along the lines of if the bearings are fucked we'll replace them, if not we'll see how good they are and use them. This bolt here is a 19mm, but just as a demonstration about how thick that powder coating is, I can barely get the fucking spanner on it. But this is just a gash bolt, so it don't matter. It's a sacrificial bolt. Alright. Once we've got the side stand on, main stand rather, which won't be today, but once we have got that on, I'll clean that up with a grinder. I want to be looking at getting a set of headstock bearings, getting them fitted, and then refurbing the shocks and the triple tree and everything. The rear shock as well, get the swing arm on, and basically get the frame standing up on its wheels. So look what that's Actually, I might have to reuse this again. This is probably the swing arm bolt. So we'll have to clean her up. And yeah, see how she goes. Let's throw that in the box a bit. Right. Well, let's put my spanners away. What's it like, guys? Have we survived? Oh, I think it probably has. Yeah, there's no grit in there whatsoever. There's a little bit on the outside, but it doesn't appear as though that's gone inside. In fact, I think that's removable, isn't it? So, is it removable? I think maybe, but the powder coating is just holding that on. So yeah, I think that's okay. I've shown you this before, haven't I? It's a solid swing arm, but it is quite badly pitted, and that does show up under the powder coating. Nothing we can do. I mean, I've had a look at the other one and it's no better. I've had a couple of that I've been watching on eBay, and again, they're no better than this. So we'll go with it. So yeah, that'll be going on soon, whenever. Yeah. Right. What next? Right. Shock absorber. Now I'm going to need to be getting the swing arm on very soon, and because of that I'm going to need to get the shock absorber on as well. I still haven't decided what I'm going to do about the bolts. I can install on this tight. Go on, you bastard! As you can see, that bolt, for example, and this is just an example of many, but that bolt there is rusty. The zinc plating has gone off it. I'm going to clean that up with a wire brush. Then there's going to be no zinc plating on that whatsoever. Replacing all the bolts is going to be expensive and a ball's ache tracking them down. So I've got to look at what I'm got to do about trying to protect them. It's got some copper slip on it. Look, someone's looked after it. So yeah, what do you guys think? My first thought is, and I mentioned this briefly earlier, is gun blue. It's the stuff you put on guns, basically. You know, if you ever seen the stock of a gun, what the fucking hell they're doing there? They're demolishing the place. It's what they put on guns to protect them from tarnish and corrosion. So I thought to myself, well, why can't you put it on nuts and bolts? And the answer is, I don't know. That was my thoughts as to a cheap, easy, it's not cheap actually, but an easy solution. Cold bluing they call it. It's just a chemical that you put on. So, any of you guys done anything like that? And if not, what have you done to protect nuts and bolts from corrosion, short of replacing them all? Fuck's sake. I should get my windy gun out really, but I can't be arsed. Oh no, I'll get an hammer. Next best thing, isn't it? Correct use of tools at all time. Break, you bastard. going to wedge that in something. I'm going to end up going to get the windy gun anyway. Can't be bothered because I keep it in the house. Right, this is going so well. Yeah, right. How many times have I got to say right when it clearly isn't? 1 second. Right, I'm not fucking playing any more bolt. You will let go. You just don't know it yet. That's all it needed. Right, the dog bones, them things there, because of where they're going, they are going to get the hand paint treatment, because it will give me a thicker coat of paint on it. It won't be very pretty, but you don't see them, so who gives a shit? That goes in there, and then this thing, I'll try and polish it up best I can. I'm not going to paint it, I don't think. But, yeah, we're going to work on the dog bones. Once again, cleaning and painting, you don't need to see that. Right, where are you? Number one. So that's all we're doing. As you can see, that's pitted as well. Not going to replace them just because they're pitted, they're perfectly functional. So we'll get them cleaned up and painted. Right, they are up there drying. I can't fucking see them, so I doubt you can. Anyway, I've painted them and they're down there drying. We're going to turn our attention to the shock itself now. Now these can be stripped down. I don't like doing it and I don't recommend it, but that's all crusty and horrible, and there's some shit and crust and rust inside on that bottom section, so I really would like to clean it. I've got these Sealy, can you even fucking see me? Yeah, I've got these Sealy spring compressors. I have to be honest, they're not brilliant, but I've used them before and I was able to remove a spring. So basically you clamp each side of the spring thus and then wind that in. Sounds silly, but what they tend to do is twist, and if I'm to be perfectly honest, I do think they're quite dangerous. So we'll put one on each side. And we'll see if we can start to compress that spring. I don't know what size that is. We'll soon find out. Let's go for 14 mil. Of course they're not 14 mil. 15 mil. Try again. They didn't look like 17mm to be honest with you, but I'm guessing that's what they are. So we'll start winding these in, a little bit each side. We'll do that. We'll do the other side. And then these things fly off, hit you in the face and break your fucking nose. If they were joined together, like if this was one piece and they were joined across there, I think it would be much safer. I can already feel the pressure going off those. I don't want to buy a new spring, because these things are horrendously expensive, to the tune of, you know, 300 or 400 quid I'm imagining. So is that now gonna, actually I probably didn't, right, I see, yeah, that chrome piece is in there, is turning. Now I'm going to grab it with these. Again, this is not ideal because it's a chromed finished surface, which you really don't want to be galling up, but I'm going to do it anyway. Something to twist that. Big fuck off screwdriver should do the job. I think if I wind it far enough, I'd probably find a bolt under there that I can get hold of. But let's just try this. If it doesn't work, then we'll try and wind it further. Did that break, or have it just slipped? No, it broke. So we wind the end of that off. Okay, big washer, big cap, and yeah, like I said, there's a nut there, look. So if I'd wound it further, I would have come across that nut. Right, let's back these things off again. Oh, that's the wrong way. We want to be loosening now. Oh, it was the right way. We'll do this one a bit. And you can do this with any shock, you know, the standard twin shocks of a CG125 or anything, they all come apart. I think a lot of people don't realise that you can actually strip them and refurbish them, but depending on the cost of new, it's entirely up to you. Oh, that rhymes. So yeah, in the go. What's that? Oh, it's the fucking one of the caps has just dropped off. Yeah, I wound it too far out. Screw that back in. And we'll put them away for another day. There we go. Right, so we've got that we can clean and refurbish. Big washer, we can do the same thing. The spring itself, not in bad nick it. Might blow it over with some paint, we'll see. And we've got that. Again, which can clean up. So there you go. That's how you broke down a monoshock into its component pieces. Shame it weren't adjustable. Showa, S-H-O-W-A, so it's a decent make. But yeah, anyway, I've got some more cleaning and painting to do, which I'm going to do off camera. Right, we're done for the day, so let me show you what we've achieved. I've given that one more coat of paint. Why not? Because of the environment it sits in. That's probably had about 6 coats now, so that's good. That's the shock absorber spring, which has had a coat of paint, but it's going to get a couple more before we're finished. The shock absorber itself, that's all been painted, that's looking good. And then all the little components that all go with it, they've all been painted as well. So the challenge will be to get that fucker all back together without scratching up that paint. And I really don't know how durable that paint's going to be because of where that shock is, basically. But it was the better of the shocks. Let me show you the other shock. You'll see exactly why I didn't use the one off the donor bike. Let's see if we can get you under there for a look. Look at the state of that bastard. So yeah, we'll whip it off and clean it up when we come round to doing something with that. At the minute, it's just a source of both spares and reference when I forget how I took something apart. I've took loads of photographs, but it's often easier just to bob across to that one and see how it looks. So yeah, that'll do for today. We'll probably get all them out dried overnight and might think about putting them back together tomorrow. It'll be nice to get the swing arm on the frame with the suspension unit. That'd be a good step forward. But yeah, for now we'll leave it and catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.